Thank you, Seth. Okay, well, why don't we call the meeting to order, the Scituate Board of Health for Monday, June 9th, 2025. Hopefully we've been able to review the agenda, and does anyone have any edits to the agenda? And if not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion to approve.
All right, so you
Yep.
second, Allison? Okay, and then
Yes.
John, how do you vote?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Okay, so the first item on the agenda is our septic approval. So it's 48 Ocean Drive, and we have Grady Consulting. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Dylan Brady with Grady Consulting. Is it all right if I share my screen here?
Yep.
And can everyone see that all right?
It's still loading, looks like. There we go. Got it.
Awesome. Yeah, again, for the record, Dylan Brady with Grady Consulting, here to represent the applicant and owner, Kenneth O'Brien, at 48 Ocean Drive. The existing system at 48 Ocean Drive, as I zoom in here, is a cesspool on the front, which failed the Title V. So we're proposing to pump and remove the existing cesspool to install a 1,500-gallon septic tank, which then goes to a D-box and then feeds into a 22-foot long by 10-foot wide by 2-foot deep leaching chamber system with two 4x8 concrete chambers. The reason for the concrete chambers is because this area right here does have the possibility of being parked on, so we want to make sure it's H20 loading. And then due to being Hummerock and it being a 5,000 square foot large lot, we are going to ask for a couple of local upgrade approvals here due to the lot shape and size. We are looking to get reductions in the soil absorption system to setbacks to property lines from 10 feet to 2.7 feet, being the separation from the front property line to the soil absorption system. Reduction from the cellar wall from 20 feet to 2 feet. Again, that's actually, okay, that's a mistake here. It should be 6.3 feet, the soil absorption system, 6.3 feet from the cellar wall. We're looking for reduction in the same for the septic tank to the water service. We are proposing to put a watertight sleeve over the water service, but we are asking that reduce from 10 feet to 4.3 feet. And then as well, we only took one deep hole again because we knew exactly where the system was needed to go at the time of the perk. And yeah, with all those upgrade approval requests, we do believe that we did our best to uphold all the Title V requirements with the limited space that we had to work with. And with that, I'll turn it over to the board with any questions you have about the project.
Great. So, Joan, at the beginning, we talked that, so you did receive all the abutter cards.
We did get the abutter cards.
Okay,
I
so
do have a question. Did you go to conservation yet?
Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. We did present at conservation and it was closed and approved.
Okay, so no other changes from them?
No other changes,
Okay.
no.
Okay. That's
great.
it.
That was my second question as well. So we got the conservation, we have the abutter cards. Allison or John, any additional questions for Dylan?
Well, the footage seems rather small, and I'm a little concerned about it. I'm certainly not an expert, so I'd like Drew's input on that. And I'm trying to get my head around this. Is the increased size of the septic tank make up for some of these small margins, or just how does that work? I'll put that to Drew. Is he happy with it?
So I know, knowing that it is Hummerock, and that anytime you put anything down in Hummerock, you're going to be coming before the board for a handful of requests for variances from Title V. It's an existing property. The fact that it was a cesspool and now we're actually going to be upgrading it to a tank and then into a field is great. And then the fact that they're putting the concrete because there's the possibility for parking because of the restrictions, that's exactly what we're looking for. So under the circumstances, that in Hummerock, it's the best that you can get.
Okay. Okay.
Allison, any additional questions from you?
I really don't. I mean, I was concerned about the 50 to reduction from the SAS to the wetlands from required 50 to 0, but it's been approved. So that was my biggest concern.
Okay. Well, if there are no other questions, Allison, do you mind making a motion?
Okay, and make a motion to approve reduction in the setback requirement for the SAS to the property line from 10 feet to 2.7. Reduction in the setback requirement for the SAS to the cellar wall from 20 feet to 6.3.
That's correct. Thank you.
Yes, yep. Reduction in the setback requirement for the septic tank to the slab foundation from 20 feet to 5 feet. Reduction in the setback requirement for the septic tank to the cellar wall from 10 feet to 4.3. Did we change that?
Correct.
Before, yep, thank you.
Okay. And reduction from the SAS to a wetland from the required 50 feet to 0 feet. Request in the system location setback to a water supply line from the required 10 feet to 4.3 feet. And request for 1 deep hole per disposal. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Can I get a second, John?
I second.
And John, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Allison?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes as well. So we're all set. Thank you very much for joining tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks.
Okay, so no more new business, it looks like, unless, yeah, we haven't changed the agenda. So old business
Nothing.
and director's report.
The director's report. We have currently 11 plans under review. We have 3 waiting for engineering revisions, 6 are waiting for comments from Concom revisions. We have 15 as-built in the queue and 17 systems in failure. It is tick and mosquito season now, and Plymouth County Mosquito Control is out there spraying in Scituate every week. If residents want their streets sprayed, they can call 781-585-5450, or they could also go online to Plymouth County Mosquito Control, and they can just go on and sign up online to have their street done. They do Scituate on Monday nights. 2 a.m. is when they start, and it's always weather permitting. Depends upon whether it's raining, how high the winds are. But it is done in the back of a pickup truck, and the volume of the spray only comes out when the pickup truck is going a certain speed, so they can control when the spray is going on and when it's not by the speed of the pickup truck when they're going. So they usually go from 2 a.m. till about a half hour before sunrise. We start our beach water sampling this week at all of our beaches. All of our signs and mats are out except for Sand Hills. And Sand Hills is still, they're finishing up that beach wall construction. So they will be testing at Sand Hills, but we just don't have the signs and the mats up yet. But as soon as construction's complete, that will go down. But everything else is up in all of the other beaches. And we also have, and I'm sure Joan has noticed this, down at Egypt Beach, the new bathrooms facilities that were put in that were done, I believe it was done through the Beaches Commission,
Yes.
through town meeting and
Yep.
the select board. So this is a pilot year for it, and it is at Egypt Beach. There's a handicapped accessible and a men's and a ladies. So it's in the back right corner closest to the street. It's an ideal beach because of the pump station is there. So hopefully we'll be able to get more of those at some of our facilities. But that's exciting this year that we're going to be having
Yeah,
that.
we did have some questions about it because we don't know if it's open 24 hours, if it's just open when the beach is open, because we have some concerns about it staying clean, and um, they w- they were gonna let us know about that. So I don't know when it's gonna be open. I don't know if they just leave it open the whole time or
I know
not.
that, I know it's being cleaned daily.
Okay.
That was part of when it went before the town the select board, they're asking the exact same questions that you were asking, and
Yeah.
it is being cleaned on a daily basis. I'm not sure about the 24 hours.
Yeah, it's just a safety issue too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like in the middle of the night, it being open. So
We can check on that.
yeah.
So we've done all of our pool inspections except for one that we are waiting on, and it's our biggest one, but I'm not really too concerned. It's the KSC pool. They're always great when I go down there, and I'm probably going to hear from them either this week to open up next week, but they do a great job down there. We've also licensed our only summer camp that we have in town. Most of our programs are done through the recreation department, so they don't actually have to go through us. Inley School Summer Camp is one that does, and I'm so glad that Inley does it because it's a school and they're on top of everything. They do a great job up there. So we issued them their camp permit this week also. On our public health excellence grant, we are still looking for a social worker. We did interviews 2 weeks ago. We thought we had a candidate. We offered the job, and the candidate had already accepted a job from another entity. So we are back to the drawing board. We didn't really like any of the other candidates, so we are re-advertising, and hopefully we'll be getting new interviews for that. On June 5th, last Friday, Michaela Bickerton, the public health nurse for the three towns, did a free skin cancer screening up at 132 Chief Justice Cushing Highway. And it was at the workstation, and that's where the Public Health Excellence Grants offices are. So they had the tent set up there, and it was up there from, I believe, 10 to 2. Haven't heard from Michaela today to find out how many participants actually went. I know it was pretty full. They did have a few slots open, and we sent out notices to town hall employees in the towns to see if they could get up there.
Excuse me, do we, from that thing, do we get some kind of feedback as to what the results were? As to, say, how many potential skin cancers they found, et cetera, et cetera?
I don't know if we get results. I'm sure Michaela will be able to give a report afterwards. I'm not sure if they do any type of actual.
I'm sure they have a bind, no, but I'm just saying if they, how many they found that were potential problems.
Potential, yeah.
That they could reference. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she'd be able to do that.
Oh, good.
And I'll get that for us. And then also with the Public Health Excellence Grant, we have the South Shore Community Equity Health Needs Assessment Report. They just released it late last week. It's 146 pages. It's the big questionnaire that was given out to the 3 different towns. Scituate had the greatest response out of all of the towns. I think we had over 300 respondents. The other ones were each under 100. But we're in the process of going through that, and I'm going to forward the report to the board so that you guys can look at it. Again, it's 146 pages, but you will be getting it before the end of the week. I'm still in the process of just going through the whole thing. There are a couple of things that they said it's the final report, but just me going through it, I noticed that they had some of the population in the very beginning. I don't know why, but the population is hang them at like 5,000 and Scituate at 10. They just weren't the right numbers. I just want to make sure it's final when I get it to you guys. So that is that. And then lastly, on June 21st on Saturday, June 21st from 9 to 1, we have the South Shore Cooperative Hazardous Waste Day down at the DPW. And If you go to South Shore Recycling Co-op, they have a full flyer of all the different days and different towns that it's going to be in. We will be in Scituate and Cohasset on 6/21, and there's a whole list of items that you can bring and drop off. And it's just a great way to get rid of stuff that you're just not sure how to get rid of. So that is on the 21st down at the DPW in Scituate. And that is all I have for the director's report.
Great. Thanks for that. You have some invoices for us, Drew?
I do have 2 invoices. I have an invoice for a refund for a wrong year payment for G&L Lab for $25. And I have an invoice for $280 for a perk test.
Okay, so a motion to approve the invoices.
So moved.
All right. And I'll second and I'll vote yes. Allison, how do you vote?
Yes.
And John?
Yes.
Great. All right, and then the last thing, I think we have minutes from April 28th, Monday, April 28th for that meeting. Everyone hopefully has had a chance to review it. Any suggested edits for those minutes?
No.
Nope, none from me either. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Seconded.
All right, and Allison, you vote?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. Okay, any other business we're missing?
Oh, I do one last thing. I just remembered it. On June 20th, the town hall, it's a Friday, the floors are being redone. They've done all the walls and everything. Now the last step is they're doing the floors. And we've coordinated with HR, Bob Clark. They're running suicide prevention training for town hall employees and any other town employees that would like to go down at the library. And it is on the 20th, and it's the suicide prevention, and also after that they're doing a stop the bleed training, and it's 9 to 12. So we're looking forward to that on the 20th. That's always good. It's about the second we've done this type of training before, maybe about 3 years ago, I think we did it, but it's great training. So we're looking forward to that too.
That's great. Okay, if there are no other business items, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Okay, so yes from Allison, yes from
Yes.
and then John, yes. So, okay. Well, thanks everybody.